What's going on, guys? It's been a long time and then coming, but it's your boy Doug back here at Undead Nation. I'm gonna be bringing you my updated Orcust profile for the post 2019 ban list. RIP to our boy, Rusty Bardiche. But as they say, good things gotta go, and we gotta make improvements. So without further ado, I'm just going to hop right into this right now instead of keeping you guys waiting, because I know I've been dying to throw this up there. So we're going to start this out with our 3 copies of Orcust Harp Horror. It is the main play starter of this deck. When it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish it, and then you can special summon an Orcust monster from your deck. It's pretty standard at 3. Arguably, people can run it at 2, but since, we lost the Phantom Knight engine, you might as well just pack up on more of your Orcust cards just for more consistency. Keeping it going, we're going to be playing double copies of Symbol Skeletons. Again, arguably, most people play this at 1, but again, since we lost the Phantom Knight stuff, I'm going to be running this at 2 copies of Symbol, because I want to see this in the grave as much as possible. We're going double copy of Orcust Nightmare because, opening up with one of them is bad in your hand, so you at least want to have one more in the deck to discard. Again, even if you're able to get this out on the board, you can link it off into Nightmare Mermaid, and then you can just bring out the other Orcust Nightmare and still get your plays. We're going with the one-ofs now. We got 1 Brass Bombard. I know not a lot of Orcust players run this card, but for me, this card has gotten me out of a lot of sticky situations because, I've had some cards in my hand that I needed to just bring out onto the board. So, banish this boy, and, gonna just bring out our bricks in our hand. It's perfect for the deck. World Wand. You banish this card from your graveyard, and you can bring back one of your banished Orcust monsters to the field. So, it's another little play extender that really helps out with the deck. Since... Again, this is a pure Orcust, and I don't got too many normal summons of the deck besides, Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher. We're going to go ahead and play our 3 copies of Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. This card right here, oh man. You normal summon this, and you link it off into your Mermaid, and it's just a 1-card combo into your Mermaid, so you don't got to go through all that hassle of getting into other stuff. Plus, it gets onto your opponent's board, and they can't special summon anything other than Link monsters. You know what that means. If your opponent's playing a hero deck and they don't run anything in there, no generic links, they're not getting their link monsters out unless they can get another hero on the board. That's also for, it's a nice little spicy tech if you play Zombie Orcust and you throw this card in there, because I can't trigger it off for anything other than zombie monsters. You lock them in. Staple of 3 copies of Forehead Beam. It's pretty stable for most decks. Still, it's still one of the more powerful hand traps of this 2019 format. But I'm sure there's room for other things, like my girl Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I like her. She's pretty good, especially for that LP play on the Guard Dragons. Just blow them up. It's perfect to stop them right in their works. That's a nice little place to hit them at. Same thing with yugioh. If you hit them with Ash, stop them right in their tracks. Now it's time for our little spicy imports. Yeah, this is I'm going to give out a shout out to my boy Richie, who gave me this idea for the spice. 2 copies of Gillosaurus, because you open up first turn with this boy in your hand as a free special summon. Your opponent can't get anything out of their hand. So that's more material for you. So special summon this and normal summon whatever else you have in your hand. There you go, and your Nightmare plays, and you can get in your Orcust. Pretty damn simple. It's actually worked out pretty well. I took it to the. I played this deck at the Worlds. Not trying to flex or anything, but yeah. And then, more of the spice, 2 copies of Caligo Claw Crow. It is a free special summon if you control a dark monster. And what exactly are all of your Orcust right here? They're all dark monsters, minus, the Gillosaurus and the hand traps that you got. But pretty much everything that you have is a dark type monster. So Caligo Claw Crow is another free special summon and a play extender. and it is bonkers because, again, this is another card that, shout out to my boy Richie here who helped me out with this deck, suggested this card, and I would suggest it too for a lot of you Orcust players out there. Our normal, 1 Armageddon Knight, 1 Dark Gruffer, and 1 World Crown, because you could special summon this card from to his own Link Monster points to, and then if a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck activates its effects, you can tribute this and negate and destroy. Dark Gruffer and Armageddon Knight, they're just, play extenders. Foolish Burial, a discard and a Foolish Burial. Like, you want to see your Dark Machine, your Orca stuff in the graveyard more than you want to see it in your hand. Just saying. That's it for the monster lineup. We're gonna go ahead and go straight into the spell lineup. Since you have about 18 targets in your deck for darks, I don't see why you should not max out on your copies of Allure of Darkness here, because there is never not a chance that you're gonna open up with no darks in your hand with 18 dark targets. You're always gonna hit a dark target, and this is also another good way to just unbrick yourself. 3 Called by the Graves, because who doesn't hate getting hand trapped? What better way to, you get Ash Blossom, Called by the Grave It. You get Effect Veiler, Called by the Grave It. Anything, and it's also just really good to unbrick, or not unbrick, but it's really good to just get stuff out of your opponent's graveyard that they want to activate in their grave, especially against zombie lineups with that Balderrock. Yeah. Double copy of Orcustrated Return, another really good card to unbrick yourself. So like, if you open up and you have, your Orcust Nightmare in your hand, or like your, for some reason you have your World Wand in your hand, or World Crown in your hand, you can just drop it, draw 2 cards. It's stupid good. And since, we do play like just the 2 dinosaurs in the deck, I run 2 copies of Fossil Dig to get the search for those boys, so if I open up with this card in hand and, I open up with this card and I have no other ways to get into things, just do that, search out Gilosaurus, normal summon, special summon, I'm going straight into plays, getting stuff going, it's crazy. The 1 Hornet Drones, just because, again, it's another play extender to get your Nightmare stuff out quicker. We're just trying to turbo out our Orcust plays. 1 Foolish Burial again. You want to see most of your Orca stuff in the graveyard to get plays off. 1 Monster Reborn to revive stuff that you need in a pinch. Like if you have that Galatea engraved and you can't do anything else to get it back, just Monster Reborn Galatea. There you go. 1 copy of Reinforcements of the Army, because that's all you can have to search out, your 2 warrior targets, your Armageddon Knight or Dark Gruffer. Simple enough. And then for the trap lineup, just 2 copies of Orcustrated or Orcust Crescendo, because you're always going to have a Link Monster, an Orcust Link Monster on the board. And, just set it, activate 1, and then to negate and banish, stuff that your opponents have for problematic cards. Afterwards, on your opponent's turn, you can go ahead and just banish from your graveyard, and either add 1 of your banished Dark Machine monsters back from your grave, or add 1 from your deck to your hand if you really need something in your hand that bad to get your plays off. That's it for the main deck. We're gonna go ahead and get into the extra deck. Alright, so we're back now, and this is the extra deck. I got a couple nice things for you in this. My Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. Literally, this is a budget man's Boral Sword, in my opinion. Yeah, you can't, don't get double attacks, but like, this boy right here just special, whenever it attacks a special summon monster, it gains that monster's attack. So it is literally an honest built-in, as well as a compulsory evacuation device if it leaves the field. But this guy, there's restrictions on being able to special summon only dark monsters with Orcust, but like if you don't banish anything and you still have material on your board next turn, you can just go right into this and just really fuck up somebody's day. It's just bonkers. This card is ridiculously, stupidly good. This card has won me a couple games, and I'd much rather run this over a Boral Sword as a budget player. We got triple copies of Galatea, the Orcust Automaton, with it's pretty much, you know, explained. If you're an Orcust player, you know. If you're not, you just get back in the game or something like that. With Galatea, you can target a banished machine monster, shuffle it back in your deck, and set an Orcust spell or trap from your deck. And now you normally want to go ahead and search out your field spell if you don't open up with it. But if you open up with it, you're going to want to search out your trap card in the deck to get your stuff going, because again, you're going to end up always having an Orcust Link monster if you play your board right and you open up your hands with the right stuff. Double copies of Longirsu, the Orcust Orcustrator. This boy right here can hit any linked monster. Keyword here, any. I've made that mistake a couple times before, and it's really cost me to where I didn't realize it was any linked monster. It was just something that he could point to, but it's any linked monster you can target. Shuffle back 2 of your banished machine monsters, send it to the grave. Now here's a thing that a lot of people look over on him. Whenever you use this effect, you cannot attack after using this effect. So you want to make sure that you can have another body on the board to get rid of stuff, because if you use this effect, you're not going to be able to attack, and you know, not being able to attack is kind of bad depending on your situation. So like, you know, if you use this effect and you send away something to the graveyard and you can't attack, it's kind of pointless if you don't have anything else on the board. So like I would normally use this effect if I bring out like a Dingirsu or something, and that way I don't have to send off just one. I mean, yeah, I would use this effect, send off the one link monster, bring out Dingirsu and send off the other one, and then I'm free range to just attack directly for 26. That's just me though. We run the one copy of Orcustrated. You can target 3 of your banished machine monsters and shuffle them into the deck, and any linked monster's attack becomes 0 and it loses its effect. So it's really nice just to be able to swing into their monster for 3,000 direct and whatever else you have. With this one, it doesn't have a restriction like Longirsu, but they also all have these other little neat effects. Galatea, Galatea, whenever she's linked, she can't be destroyed by battle, and Longirsu, whenever he's linked, he can't be destroyed by card effect. And with Orcustrated, this link card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect when it's linked. So it has the effects of Galatea and Longirsu in one card, but it's also a link 4. So keep that in mind. I don't ever normally go into him if I have to. If I don't have to, I'm going to always usually go into Crusade Avermax. For our Nightmare package, I run double copies of Nightmare Mermaid. Bless Konami for not slamming that bam hammer down on our Mermaid. RIP to my boy Bardiche, but you know, Bardiche had to go. Mermaid's still going to thrive because it still makes this deck work perfect. Without Mermaid, I think this deck would just fall apart and not be viable and whatsoever. I mean, it would still kind of probably more than likely be viable without Mermaid, but like, it's a lot harder without Mermaid, and I really found that out whenever I was at Worlds. It really hurt not having Mermaid, but I still didn't even use Bardiche in that. I didn't want to have to get used to not being able to use Bardiche after Worlds. So again, bless. One copy of Phoenix, one copy of Cerberus to end off our Nightmare package. These two are just pretty standard to go into with your Nightmares. You know, I don't ever use their effects if I have to, because most of the time I know I'm not going to be needing them if I have to go first. But if I go second, even then I don't even use it, because I know I'll still be able to get past it with like with Dingirsu's effect just to send something away. The one Kagari, because we run the Hornet drones, and it's another way to get into our, you know, Link 2s easier. And then one copy of Dingirsu. I don't see any need for me to run any more copies of Dingirsu, because like I have all this other stuff in the deck that's going to guarantee me to get game. But yeah, it sucks whenever it's banished, but I mean, at least I can recur a lot of my stuff off of my link with my lower links, or with any of the Orcust Link monsters. But yeah, onto our side deck now. It's pretty standard. I run 2 copies of Pancratops. I mean, this boy has just been he's a staple in any deck anymore. He's a free special summon. He's a big body and a quick effect tribute to pop something on the board. Why else wouldn't you want to run him? I run triple copies of Artifact Lancia. In the mirror match, it doesn't suck so bad because I'm able to just use its effects on my opponent's turn to banish. So to stop them from banishing, so it really won't bother me because I'm not going to be doing a lot of banishing on my turn. We run 2 copies of DD Crow. Again, it's just another card to be able to send stuff from the graveyard into the banish pile. Really good way of just getting stuff out of the grave in your opponent's board. 3 copies of Electric Virus, because on that mirror match, this card is just like, oh, that's a nice, Dingirsu you have there, or even against the Thunder Dragon matchup, you could steal like, one of their dragon cards. But I mainly use this boy as bait, or to just steal their Dingirsu. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for my Orcust profile. So I'm just super glad I'm able to start putting up videos again for you guys, because I've been hella bored without being able to do this, and I've been dying just to show off my deck. Also just 3 tokens, nothing special about it, but I'm going to continue to bring you guys new stuff. I got a couple other deck profiles that I want to post up here that I've been messing around with, but if you want to help your boy out here, just hit that subscribe button and that like button. Just keep up the views and help a boy out on his journey of becoming a YouTuber. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys later.